I've been shuffling off screen for quite a while, so we'll be ready in just a second here to begin your reading. I don't know who this reading is for, and we're not going to call on a specific sign, a reading for a specific sign. This is going to be a reading for a specific situation. The first three cards that I put out in the middle will represent where you are. Traditionally, the Celtic Cross, position number 1, but we're going to add 3 cards to it. And we will add a few cards to your overall projected outcome. What is going on? Not any specific sign. This is a specific set of individuals, and we will find out with the first 4 cards. 3 more shuffles, and let's begin. It's a good way to start a reading. We got 1. Okay, we're going to add 3 to this. Okay, so that's position number 1. Those of you that are tarot readers will recognize position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I will add my 2 clarifiers that I always end up asking for anyway. I'm just going to do it now. Take a look at what's underneath the deck. And let's take a look at what we got. Give me a few minutes to look your cards over. Should say, not say your cards. I mean, this is for me too. This is for all of us. But I feel that it is going to, this right here is going to tell us exactly what the situation is in this group, okay? So, give me just a second. Okay, I think I know who I'm talking to. Okay, who this reading is for, there could be somebody that passed away in your life. You may feel that they are with you. Others of you, you are just so spiritual. You're like really spiritual creatures, and you know that God is with you. You know that you have some type of angelic protection. You may even know that you have some type of angelic mission. And you yourself may even be this angel energy. And that is because God is in you and you are being led in some type of divine type of way. You are in some type of journey. Others of you, this just represents that there is an angel with you. I feel like the people that pass away in our lives, this is just me. I have no proof. I feel in my reality, the people that came before us are still here. The Native Americans talk a lot. I'm part Native American. It is very common in Native American culture that, and other religions, I mean, I'm sure there's other religions that believe that the people that passed away are somehow still around, you know. Their spirit is still there somehow. And I can tell you, I studied genealogy quite a bit in genetics, and I study my ancestry and so forth and others' ancestries. And I feel like sometimes somebody 2 or 3 generations back, in fact, I know it, this has happened. If you guys go watch a show called Who Do You Think You Are? And it goes into these people's ancestors, and it's using mostly famous people, you know. So they did Matthew Broderick, which is one of my favorite actors because he's in one of my favorite movies of all time, which is called Glory, which is a historical movie. A lot of guys that are listening to this, older guys, you know what it's about. You've seen it. Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Matthew Broderick. But these guys are playing people that lived, and Matthew Broderick is actually the commander of that particular troop, and that troop was one of the first all-black platoons. They go back, and it turns out, in his case, he had an ancestor that was in the Civil War. You just have to watch it, but you will see that people in your past, in your family tree, some of them had something that they wanted to do, and they didn't get it done. And all of a sudden, you're faced with this challenge of doing it, and you doing it. But what I'm getting at is most people don't even know anything about this because they have never studied their ancestry. And you have 4 lines, bloodlines to trace, because you have your mother and your father. And then what you're really talking about is your mother and her father and her mother and so your grandparents. And so if you keep going down that trail, it's amazing what you find. I come from a Christian background, and I don't think that they, in Christianity, there's not a lot really said about the afterlife. It's not as much as people think. But I know that there were people talking, like Abraham's bosom, is talked about. And in that story, they are talking to somebody that is on the other side. We know that there's another side. I do feel that there could be, for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, there is somebody that passed away that they are with you. It's kind of like me and my mom. Me and her had a psychic connection when she'd have migraines. I was married. I had a family. I had my own life, 2 jobs. I would sometimes just know it, and I would call her, and I'd say, "Mom, what are you doing?" And she'd be like, "Oh, mijito, I've got a migraine, and it just sucked because that's, I took care of it a lot when I was a kid." But I heard a song, Bruce Cockburn, and he says in there, God is bigger than a book. God is bigger than your brain. I don't know exactly how it all works, but there's no way that people pass away and that's it. There's something else after we go down. And this person, I believe, is with you, or it is an angel that is with you. That's what it represents, temperance. Now, it also represents that you are patiently waiting for something, hence the name temperance. But temperance isn't patience. That's the wrong way to interpret that word. What that word meant, controlled aggression. I always think of it like this. A lion, I just seen a video like this, actually. If I can find it, I'm going to throw it up on the screen. It's on TikTok or something like that. But there's a lion, and a lion can rip you apart in seconds. I mean, they catch these critters, and they rip them to shreds, and just instantly. It's gruesome, and it's heartbreaking to see it. But I just seen one the other day, and it was just a majestic lion that could have killed this little doe. It was a little doe, and a little baby, and it went up to it and was trying to kiss it in the mouth, and for some reason, that lion took mercy. And they don't normally do that. They normally kill you quick. That is the energy of temperance. You are being divinely protected. Something is going on with you, and it is divine. It's either, like I say, either you're on this journey or you're being guided in some way. There's somebody, an ancestor with you. Something like that. Okay, now who this is, this reading, you feel like you were left out in the cold. That's part of where I get this energy of that it's somebody that's passed away. The World card represents learning lessons, going on to the next level, a graduation, a beginning and an ending, which is also what I feel over here. But with the Tower being in the reverse as a clarifier as to who this group is, you are somebody that is trying to rebuild something. Thus, denying that something was completed is one thing I'm just intuitively picking up on. Not saying it's you. This may not be your reading. Okay, so that's who we're talking to. What is this group that we're talking to? What is the challenge? The challenge is the King of Wands. This is another energy that does not play games. They are coming in and they are kicking tail. This is Trump, man. I probably won't get because a lot of you won't understand what I'm talking about. But Trump is a motherfucking emperor. If this is the minor arcana of the emperor to me, because he's Leo energy, he's Aries and he's Sagittarius. And who do we got over here? Sagittarius, this is somebody like you. They are powerful. Your challenge is a very powerful motherfucker. He's a boss. Underneath, in your subconscious, the Seven of Pentacles, this is waiting for a return on an investment that you've already made. Associated with this investment that you have made, this is somebody that has been planting seeds. They have been nurturing something that they planted. And associated with that, and this is you, is a connection. A partnership. This is somebody that, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. In the recent past, sorrow and despair. Another reason I believe that somebody passed away that you loved very dearly. They know what's going on. People say, well, where'd you get that information, brother? Well, doesn't the Bible say that in Revelation that these people that got martyred and killed off in the apocalypse, right before the battle of Megiddo, all these Christians get their heads cut off. They're around the throne of God, and they're saying to God, when is our murders going to be avenged? The first killing recorded in history, as soon as Cain killed Abel, God says, your brother's blood is crying from the ground to me. So there's something beyond death, for sure. There is a consciousness, and they know who you are. They know what you're going through. They may be even praying for you on the other side, in this other dimension. Okay? I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, the Five of Cups in your recent past, they're looking back at the emotions, at the good times that they had with this other person. And now it's over. I'm just telling you the facts. And the facts is that the people that have passed away before us, they're still here. I know they are. Like I say, I can feel my mom's presence. You are loved. You are loved. And there is somebody that opposes you. I don't believe it's this person necessarily. It could be that this person is trying to get involved in this connection of yours. As a result of this despair, Nine of Pentacles, you became very independent, or you had to become independent because you couldn't rely on this person anymore. Maybe this was your mom, and you're used to calling your mom every Friday and just kind of venting. And your mom would give you some kind of advice, or your dad would give you some kind of advice, or your cousin, or your brother, or your sister, or your best friend, or somebody that you actually were married to and they got killed. I am sorry, but this person is not gone. They're there. They're listening to you. They know what you're going through. You became independent. What you need to understand is that you are divinely protected. Got to let it go. For some of you, it is literally that you are not letting go. You just lost them. And so it's understandable. For some of you, it just happened like within the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks. This person loves you. They're there for you on the other side. When you are talking to God, just assume that somehow missing this person, understand they are with God. And they are very happy where they are. What lies before you is the Eight of Swords. This is not allowing yourself to see something. You got to pull the veil off. For some of you, this is so recent that, I'm so sorry for your loss. Man, I tell you what, I've had so much death in my family recently. This is for me too, for sure. I'm feeling it. Because I have lost so many people. It breaks my heart. Because some of them didn't even live very long. Had a very short life and had seen a lot in that short life. It's like one of my cousins is like, my heart breaks because he was born without his parents, and he kind of just he had this extremely fast life, and he was gone, and he was younger than me, and it kills me. Because I ask myself all the time, God, why am I still here? Because there should be, I should have been dead many times over. So I definitely don't take life for granted at all. Every day means everything. But I am sorry for your loss. Just understand they are there. Now, somebody right about now will say, well, brother, the Bible says that you are not to communicate with the dead. Well, I just happen to believe my mom's still alive. I happen to believe that my cousin Christopher's still alive. That all my mom, there's so many people. I don't believe they're just somewhere and it's just all like there's just nothing. I just can't accept that. So what lies before you is you got to pull that veil off, and you got to realize they are here with you. What is your advice? Your advice is to Knight of Swords is to get up, get some exercise. When my mom passed away, I spent 3 months in bed. I would get home, take a bunch of sleeping pills, and hope like hell. And I'm not going to lie, there's many times where I took enough of them that I said, you know what? If I don't wake up, who gives a shit? That's really where I was at. 3 months, I sat in that, I laid in that bed and I cried. I'd go to work, I'd cry all fucking day long. Get home, it was bad. I was self-medicating big time during this time. And one day, I said, I got to get up. I cannot continue like this. There's no way I can continue like this. I have to do something and get my mind off of this and onto something else. And Spirit says, if you want to succeed, Knight of Swords in this position means you need to get on a motherfucking treadmill. You need to go walking. You need to get some exercise, because that is the best way. That is the way that it worked for thousands of years. I challenge you to look into your history and your family's history and everybody that came before us. You started fucking up, guess where they sent you? They sent you to go live with your uncle, who is a farmer, who's going to put you to work. And if that didn't work and you didn't want to go to school, guess what? We got a place for you to go. You start fucking that up, next thing you know, you end up in Boys Ranch. So at the end of the day, you were either going to face the bullshit and you were going to get up and you were going to get to work and do something besides sit in sorrow. At the same time, I want to tell you, if this just happened, it's understandable. It's going to take a couple of 2 or 3 months, I think. It's pretty normal for people to go through. But if it's been going on for any more than that, you're not letting go. And you got to let go. And you got to pull that veil off. You have to, if you want to succeed, you got to get up. And before you know it, you train your mind to not be sad all day long and crying and thinking about this. You need to understand they're still here. They're not gone. Now, let me tell you something. Underneath this whole deck, I didn't even see this till now. Underneath this whole reading is the Queen of Wands. Now, what do we got? Right here is the challenge. The King of Wands. What did I say? Your challenge is this fucking boss energy. And underneath this whole thing is this Queen of Wands. I wonder if this is you. Queen of Wands is the most beautiful. She's the hottest chick in tarot. That is a beautiful energy. What is affecting this entire reading besides this? External influences to this situation. External influences is the Hermit card. Information, knowledge. Mostly knowledge in this case, because you're not seeing, you're feeling like this person is really gone. And they are gone from this physical realm, but they are still here. They still know what's going on, and they know what's going on with you, and they are with you. So you got to let this thing go, okay? I'm giving it to you the way I see it. You got to let it go. Your overall projected outcome, oh my God, this is so beautiful. I hadn't even read these cards yet, is this beautiful, motherly, creative, nurturing energy is going to come back. Or somebody may be telling you that they are your mother, and they want you to know that this message is legit, and they want you to understand, this Ace of Cups in reverse energy, that you need to love yourself and you need to let go. What did I tell you earlier? So you need to let go. Four of Pentacles in reverse is letting go. Gotta let go. Man, this reading, I did not expect this at all. So if I find myself getting resonated, I'm going to have to hit that like and subscribe myself on my own reading. If you found yourself getting resonated with this message, hit that like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.